It's been 217 days since the last Grand Prix took place in Abu Dhabi. We spent 16 weeks in quarantine, but now, finally, we are ready to go. It's July, one of the latest starts for Formula One season, but we are go. The hills are alive with the sound of Formula One. We fly over from Abu Dhabi 215 days ago to the first round of Formula One 2020. It's the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. And we're here twice, of course. Next weekend, we're here for the Steiermark Grand Prix. The weekend after, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix on the 17th to the 19th of July. A week off before the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. A week later, at Silverstone, the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. And then the Spanish Grand Prix in mid-August. A week off before the only two next confirmed races of Belgium and Italy in early September. It's the one we've been waiting for. Round 1, the Austrian Grand Prix is about to start. Welcome to the Sunday Race Preview. I'm joined now by a Punchy team for the 2020 season. Hello Ian Birch, hello Megan Birch, hello Dad, hello Megan. First of all,
hello.
Qualifying yesterday, you don't think you were there, you were. Bottas on pole position, but he got it in very suspicious circumstances.
We're not allowed to say that.
No, but we're allowed to say that. He went off the track of his own accord. He got a wheel on the gravel, and then Hamilton
Lewis
kept it.
So many different problems.
It has, and Lewis Hamilton was investigated.
Lewis came down the corner, big puff of smoke, right?
Was it blue?
He was after.
Yeah.
It was the smoke.
It was the gravel, yeah.
He was so close to the event that he would have missed the yellow flags.
Yeah.
Right?
And right now, he was investigated yesterday for failing to slow onto the yellow flags. He was found not guilty. He was also investigated for running over the AstroTurf at turn 9 and 10. He was found guilty of that and removed his first fastest time from qualifying 3. It was enough to make him go second. But right now, just before we came on air, breaking news, Lewis Hamilton under investigation by the stewards for, can anybody guess?
The same thing.
Yes, Red Bull have protested the decision.
Well, Red Bull shouldn't be allowed to.
No, they shouldn't.
Christian should get a life.
Yeah. I agree there, because
Christian, right, you've already protested it once and it was thrown out. Accept it.
He seems to be wanting to stop anything from Mercedes having their dominance this weekend.
Well, that is his job.
Can you blame him?
Oh, no, completely. It's their home
That's
circuit.
his job, to upset the opposition.
It is a Mercedes 1-2. Bottas on pole position, Hamilton second. Verstappen starts third.
I'm not anti.
No, we know. Yeah, we've got to
Red
be realistic and see as we are.
We know what job he's got to do.
Yes, but he did break COVID-19 restrictions yesterday. Sebastian Vettel, Helmut Marko and Christian Horner all met up yesterday without face masks, and there was handshake and fist bump. So they have been reminded by the stewards not to do that. And there's a hefty fine coming their way, we understand.
So it's one law for one law for another.
It seems to be that, yes. We're just waiting again currently for the decision.
If they get let off for that, can they protest again and get him?
No, once it's done.
No, yeah, so why not once with Lewis, right? Lewis
It seems
was
to be
found
a lot
not
this weekend,
guilty,
yeah.
right? If he's found not guilty by the stewards, that's it.
Technically, for example, if this was law, then you can't actually say the same thing about the same person again.
Yeah,
it's
you
double
can't be tried
jeopardy.
for the same crime twice. It should be the same matter here.
Yeah, it's double jeopardy.
Yes. Just quickly then, a lot of drivers have been allowed, they've had a meeting with the GPDA and they said that any expression for the Black Lives Matter protests that have been happening around the world, they can do whatever they like. A number of drivers have been saying that they are not going to take a knee because it is offensive in their own countries and they don't want to get in trouble. Fair enough, but they have promised to
It should be
help.
a matter of them wanting to do it.
Yes.
Nobody should be forced to do it, right? I personally, if I could get on my knee, I would.
Yes. But we can't because it's only a small monitor, but we all stand with them. Just quickly as well, Kevin Magnussen will be taking a knee. He has announced he would. Sorry, what?
I physically can't.
Yes, you physically can't, but you won't be able to get back up again. But Kevin Magnussen has announced he will be taking a knee at the start of the race. We don't know what Lewis Hamilton's going to do just yet. If he even starts on the front row, that is the matter at the moment.
What they do in football is the double whistle.
Yes.
Where the first whistle starts the game, the second whistle, they go on one knee, then they whistle again and then start the game.
Megan, just going forward as well to you, the race here today, dry conditions, the first of two double-header races. Are you thinking that this weekend is just going to be a recession of next weekend? We're just going to see the same thing again and again?
Yes. Also, I think it's going to be not a very exciting race.
Well, who knows? They are rusty, 217 days, and yesterday was the first qualifying of the season. Let's take a look at what happened there. So let's take a look then at what happened in the first part of qualifying for the new 2020 qualifying season. Max Verstappen, for the first time this weekend, topped the timing sheets ahead of Hamilton and Bottas. Hamilton had a little excursion coming out of turn 10. It forced him to do a second run. He went very wide and went over the rumble strips as well. It was around about the same time Stroll briefly topped the timing sheets as the checker flag fell, but that was quickly beaten by Verstappen as well. Bottas as well was a little bit more, shall we say, 3.0 in the first part of qualifying. He was really showing what he could do. The other way, though, it was bad news for Magnussen, Russell, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen and Latifi, all eliminated. It was a battle, though, to get through to Q2 between the two Haas drivers. Grosjean beating Magnussen after being in the dropout zone for quite a while as well. But Latifi starts at the back for the first race of his Formula One career. Right, on to qualifying 2 then. Vettel bottled. He was absolutely furious. Walked back down, crash helmet on, visor down. He was furious because for the first time in his Formula One career, in terms of performance-wise, this is the first time that Vettel has been eliminated from qualifying due to pace issues with Ferrari. The last time he was eliminated in Q2 here in Austria was back in 2014 with the Red Bull car. So not good at all. But Leclerc was only 10th in that session. So once again, it was a Haas situation. All the Ferrari cars seems to be struggling around here this weekend. Hamilton was the quickest on the first runs, though. But it was bad news for the Alfa to race as well. They couldn't manage it. Neither could Romain Grosjean after struggling to get out of Q1. He got into Q2 and then got eliminated. And Esteban Ocon in his return as well was eliminated. So Vettel, Gasly, Kvyat, Ocon and Grosjean eliminated in qualifying 2. On to qualifying 3 then, and it is a joyous return to pole position for Valtteri Bottas. 0.012 separated him and Hamilton in the end, but Bottas had an off-track excursion on his last qualifying run, went too deep, got on the gravel trap at the exit of turn 4, Sotchless Gold, and spat off, and it then spun round as well. That put out the yellow flag and impeded Lewis Hamilton. He couldn't improve, and Hamilton was brought to the stewards for failing to slow under yellow flags, but was given a dispensation that, nope, you didn't. There was green flag and yellow flag, confusing messages. But he was stripped of his first run time, but his second run was fast enough to put him on second position. Anyway, Mercedes 65th front row lockout as well. Lando Norris starts 4th on the grid, the highest for him in his Formula 1 career. And back to the second row go McLaren as well. It was interesting though, Ricciardo lines up at the back of the grid and Charles Leclerc starts 7th as well. Let's take a look then at the full grid for the 2020 Austrian Grand Prix. Let's take a look then at the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas starts on pole position alongside his teammate Lewis Hamilton and other Mercedes lockout. Row 2 of the grid sees Max Verstappen at home for Red Bull line up against Lando Norris, his best ever qualifying result. Row 3 of the grid, Alexander Albon starts 5th, Sergio Perez in that new improved Racing Point starts 6th on the grid. Row 4 of the grid sees Charles Leclerc start 7th, a bad result for him and Ferrari. Carlos Sainz alongside him 8th on the grid. Row 5, and rounding out the top 10 we see Lance Stroll start 9th, Daniel Ricciardo is 10th for Renault. Sebastian Vettel, his worst qualifying here since 2014, since he didn't progress to qualifying 3, starts 11th, Pierre Gasly alongside him in 12th. Row 7 of the grid sees Danny Kvyat start 13th, Esteban Ocon in his return to Formula 1 is 14th on the grid. Row 8 sees the two Haas drivers, Romain Grosjean starts 15th, Kevin Magnussen starts in 16th place. Row 9 sees George Russell start 17th and Antonio Giovinazzi start 18th. And the last row of the grid sees Kimi Raikkonen start 19th and the rookie Nicholas Latifi start alongside him in 20th. Obviously, that grid happened before the protest, and we still don't know the official result. But before we do, let's give you a visual lap guide to the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. Let's take a look at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. 4.318 kilometres, 10 corners, 3 DRS zones and 2 detection points, and a speed trap on the way down towards turn 4. 10 corners, elevation changes high at turn 3. On board then with the Red Bull of 2019, as you come into the back half of the section, this is where you start your lap. A small downhill section, full opposite log, blast up the hill, open up the DRS and hurtle uphill towards turn 1, starting the lap 8th gear flat out. Usually you're at full pace as you brake down 4th gear, flip the car to the right, uphill counter the oversteer. Now there's a long drag and a little kink is officially called turn 2 before you head up the hill towards turn 3 of Rima's 8th gear, brake down all the way down to 2nd gear, tight right, full opposite lock, counter the oversteer and you back down the hill. DRS open towards Sochler's Gold at turn 4. It's a downhill braking zone, so you've got gravity on your side. You hit the brakes down to 4th gear. Carry the car in on the half-banked section, get the power on early at the exit and drift round turn 5. 6 and 7 is next as you pass the famous Bull that's alongside the other half of the track. No fans in attendance, but you're blasting through this section that is always a treat to see. It almost feels like a go-kart track as you're up 7th gear, up over the crest towards Lauda and Rint in turns 9 and 10. Brake slightly, 5th gear, carry the car towards the exit, little dip into turn 10, get the power on, ride the curb, open up the DRS, you complete a lap at the Red Bull Ring. A tricky but demanding circuit, and one that certainly tests the drivers. Wonderful circuit, and we raced it twice for the first time in Formula 1 history in the same season. Right, final then, race predictions from you two, please. Who's going to be the top 3?
Well, it all depends on this protest. But,
Yes.
Lando, the McLaren's resurgent. The pink Mercedes, they are doing well.
Yep.
Perez did well.
5th on the grid.
Yeah. And so it's going to be a close race. And the strategy of reversing the soft and medium tyre
Yeah, next
for
weekend.
Red Bull
Oh, yes, they're
Could-
running on different strategy.
could really mean that you don't know till 3/4 of the race what's going to happen.
It's going to be a good one. Megan, Sebastian Vettel starts 11th on the grid. Ferrari not qualifying well. The first time since 2014 he hasn't been in the top 10 here at Austria. Are we expecting a fight back from him today, or is that car not up to it?
Probably a little bit of a fight back. But personally, on the grid, I kind of hope it goes Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz, because I want to see a new fight.
Okay, that's no good. You?
I want Lewis to win,
Yeah, let's hope he can match up
especially after
the protests all this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see a new fight.
Let's see.
I
Right.
want Hamilton and Verstappen
Concentrate
to
on-
fight.
Listen, Spice Boy, concentrate on your own team. I know you're supposed to rile the opposition, but concentrate on your own team.
Right, that's it from us. We'll be back later on with the race review as well, a special
luck,
new
Lewis.
show.
Good luck,
to
Christian.
Yes, good luck, everybody. Thank you two for joining us. Right, me and Megan off to the commentary box. You're off to race control. That's it. Join us later on for the race review, but it's going to be a cracking Grand Prix.
Does that mean the race is on?
Yes. The hills are alive.
With the
Sound of.
music.
We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.